Okay, here we have how man impacts on the environment. All right. Now, there are a few words here that we must be familiar with. Three terms, right? And those are your objective as usual. Pollution. That's one we went through at the last time. We're adding some more to it now. So pollution is the process of what? Making land, water, air, other parts of the environment dirty. Look at the word here, unsafe. Right here we say unsafe and unsuitable for use. So that's a very important word there.
The introduction of the
Look at the other word here that we have. This word here, contamination. Right here, or contaminate. So when we talk about pollution, those are some terms that we need to be familiar with. All right? We say it is make the environment unsafe, unsuitable, or when we talk about that, we look at the word contaminate. Very, very important that we get those words. Okay? Good. Now, there are two other words that usually you're also asked. Okay? A pollutant. What's a pollutant? It's right there. It's a pollutant is what? It's a substance that what? Contaminates the air, water, land. Some pollution is caused by natural events. Volcano eruption. But the majority are caused by human action. Okay. Now, tell me some pollutions that we cause around here. Start talking. What are some of the pollution or pollution that we have around?
The smoke.
Okay, smoke.
Smoke from cars.
Yep, and the garbage dump in Nassau here was one of the main pollutants that we have. That community across there from that used to be really suffering. Okay.
From factories.
Yes.
We have water pollution.
Yeah. What is
water pollution.
Yeah, what causes our main water to be polluted?
Garbage.
Garbage. Or what else?
Bleach. You could poison the water by bleach.
Yeah,
know the fishes.
Yeah.
Explosions.
Pollution, explosion, like what? A nuclear
what
bomb?
they call them?
A what?
I forget what they call it.
I'm talking about dynamite.
Yeah, them things.
Them what?
Dynamites, Mr. Dawkins.
Okay. That is dangerous. Yes, like water, you're killing fish and so forth. But yeah, so that one has some effect about noise, excessive amount of noise, and its effect there. What else? Give me some other local pollutants that we see around. What do we do with our old mattress, or our old vanity, or our old fridge? What we usually do with a lot of people, they drive down the open road and they do what? Throw them off on the bush. Huh?
Burn them. Some people burn them.
Some person burn them, and that's another form of pollution there. So you're getting with me. So a pollutant is a substance that contaminates the air, water, or the land. So what I want you to focus on is the word pollutant. A pollutant is that which pollutes or causes a pollution. So if I allow sewage to go into the water, the sewage becomes a pollutant. Okay? If I burn my car tires and all that black soot going into the atmosphere, that smoke contains pollutants that can affect. Notice I'm using the word. The smoke itself is a pollutant, but it contains a mixture of other pollutants that can be harmful to us. The exhaust fume from the car. Anybody like to smell the car exhaust fume when it's smoking? No, no, no. It has within pollutants, and exhaust fume pollutants can kill you. Yes, it gives you a slow, painless death. At least that's what they say. I'm not telling anybody to go and try to tired of COVID or want to do their own thing. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm saying. Life is precious, but there are some persons who's known to do that kind of thing. All right. So don't tell anybody that I tell you how to kill yourself to get rid of it. Now there are two terms here that you must know also. That when we deal with pollutants, a pollutant is either non-degradable or biodegradable, or we say non-biodegradable. Okay, so look at the words, biodegradable. What does that big word means? Dun, 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 dun. Bio means what? Again, get rid of all of you. In bio, I don't know what bio means. Bio means L-I-F-E. Bio means?
Life.
Life. Nobody is with me? Life. So we are using life agent or living ingredient to degrade. When you degrade something, what do you do?
Bring it down.
Break it down. So biodegradable means that they can be broken down using living sources. And what are those living sources that can break down some of our pollutants?
No.
Don't tell me that you know. What are some of the things that when your trash drops out from the tree, what breaks it down in the soil? Huh? Don't we have organisms that works on those things and break them down, reduce them after a while? You don't see any leaf. All you see is soil. Is that so?
Decomposes.
So it's called, the process is called decomposition, and the things that does them are called decomposers. So what are those decomposers? They may be bacteria. What's the next one? Bacteria. And the next one is?
Fungi.
Ah, I get you. What is it? We study all
Fungi.
of these, you know. Don't tell me you're getting fat and forgetting this stuff. Fungus or fungi, the plural form. So those are the main decomposers, although we have some other organisms, like for example, the crab, and they will act as decomposers as well, in which they help with breaking down matter. And if we had a regulated way of getting biodegradable material, the organism could have worked on them and break them down. But when we overwhelm the system, it's unable to do that in a timely manner. We have some material, however, that are non-biodegradable, meaning no matter, they will persist in the environment years upon years upon years upon years upon years and will not be decomposed. Anybody know some of those material?
Plastic.
Oh, that's the cruel thing. And in the Bahamas and in the world, we are taking action to get rid of these thing. Anybody know where plastic comes from? What makes plastic?
No, I don't think so. Wow.
Huh? Plastic is made from the petroleum industry, meaning it's made from crude oil, used oil, or something, byproducts of the industry. And they recognize that, man, we can make these things out of it. And they are making money, but the sad thing about it, they can't decompose. They're there forever and ever and ever and ever. In fact, I see something that say it takes 100 years to decompose. So in our lifetime, a plastic bag that we use now, we will die and it will not decompose. Okay? They are now making some that are able, they say are more, they shred into small pieces, but they still, those fragments are still around for a long time. Okay, good. So any other problem with that? So we have the two words. So we have pollution, we have pollutants. So we know about degradable and we know about biodegradable and non-biodegradable. All right, let's look at something else. So we are producing more and more children, and I hope this COVID experience don't create more. There are 6.6 billion people in the world, and over 95 million babies were born per year. An average of 3 babies every second. So every second you look on your watch, and this was done about 10, 15 years ago. So now I'm sure that this must be more. So our population is basically around the same because the death rate, apart from natural things like this COVID now that is accelerating the rate of which person died, birth rate, death rate almost equal the same. But with better medical care, we are having an aging population. While several years ago, if a person lived until they are 30, 40, they would consider to have lived long. Now we have people in their 80s and their 90s as a result of proper medical care. So there is exponential growth in the population, and life expectancy, how long you expect to live, is getting better. All right, more food, cleaner water, and meaning that there are some places around the world, if you see the water that they use to drink, your stomach will growl. But some places, people and cows are messing around in the same water. You know, so that's how bad things are. Thank God for where you are. So population is increasing, and it can cause economic problem with education. I just want to show right here. As the population increase, we are using resources more. So there is more demand, more car. More car means more petrol.
Pollution.
More pollution. Yeah, you get me, right? And as a result of using things, we produce more what? Waste. More can, more plastic, more cardboard, more mattress, more fridge, more car tires. Especially we have a big thing of importing these whole large amount of used car tires that give you 1 or 2 months or for a few weeks waste, and this end up, we have to get rid of it. United States don't mind selling you those tires because they deal with their pollution problem. And we take them in and increase our pollution. All right? Piles of them are in the landfill. Okay? Okay, we use more pesticide and herbicides. To produce more food, we use more fertilizer. And all those things, and all of them are contributing to pollution. All right. Now, time is running out right now, so I'm just going to run a few things here. Now, one of the things that we said that is an indicator that your area is polluted is what we call lichens. And I'm sure you have seen these things around. Anybody ever seen those things around, something like that? Yeah, I'm sure you see them. Don't tell me you don't see them. As you walk around, you ever see something I call old man bears? There are some great stringy things that you see on some trees. Or they look like some shells, or some fan-like structure that you call fungus on trees, right? These are what we call lichens, and they are one thing that are usually gray in color. But if they become polluted, they will become dark in color. They will lose that gray color. What else do you know lose color when they are polluted? Did I have these students in grade 10? What else lose colors when they are polluted? And we say they are bleaching.
Coral reefs.
Oh, somebody eating and can't talk. Corals, definitely. All right. So lichens are there. So let's look quickly at air pollution. This is the last thing I'll do today. Human activity produce two main types of pollutant. And we say noxious gas and particulates. Air pollution have been the major problem. So let's look at what we call here. Noxious gases include your carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and nitrogen oxide. Jot those things somewhere. Those are three gases that are very polluting. Carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and nitrogen oxide. We have some other stuff that we can talk about a little more. And then there are tiny particles, what we call particulates, like smoke. They're called particulates and other things that are inside those gases. Okay, so let's look at something here. All right. Air pollution. Look at this now. These are the things that we're going to be looking at in the weeks coming. Air pollution, global warming, climate change, acid rain, and damage to the ozone layer and smog. Each of these have implication for the environment and human health. All right, so we have a big mouth here, and we won't go further. So when we talk about air pollution, its consequence, global warming, climate change, acid rain, damage to the ozone, and smog. All of those have some effect. Now, let me see. Each of you take one of them and tell me what you know about them, what you have heard about them. If you say nothing can hear again, I tape up your mouth. Tiana. Tiana, you know, tell me something. You have heard about global warming. What is it? Come people, talk to me. I'm wrapping up soon, but I'm just giving you the perspective here. What?
Global warming is when I wouldn't say climate because we'll climate there.
You have climate change. Yeah, each of them have some difference in meaning. Go ahead.
I mean, and global warming is like when we have our different seasons. Isn't that what that's meaning about?
What do you mean by different seasons?
Like when we have I see, yeah.
Come on. I'm sure you have heard that all about global warming. Global, what global mean? Global, 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 globe, global come from the globe, right? And the globe is a representation of the
world.
world. So global mean warming of the whole earth.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? Global warming. So what it means that is there is a phenomenon that causing the temperature around the world to be
To
changing.
change.
All right, so we say global warming and changing for the worse, getting hotter. All right, and then comes another term, climate change. What does that mean? Is it the same as global warming?
No, I wouldn't know.
So climate change has to do with changes to
The climate.
right, and a climate is the weather condition in a place over a long period of time. For example, Canada was cold and are up north of the ice pack, and year round, they were frozen and solid. And nowadays, as a result of global warming, the temperature at the poles are also getting what? Higher or lower?
Higher.
Higher. So the climate in these areas, we have seen a shift in the climate and the seasonal changes. For us in the Caribbean, we are talking about El Nino and La Nina, where we're talking about these warm water situation that trigger our weather, our adverse weather condition that we have been having over the past few years. Are you with me? So just look at the word persons. One of our big problems is that we know things, but if we haven't in our head as coming from a book, we are afraid to speak to it. But those are the things we have. So we have air pollution that I'll go some more detail in, global warming, climate change. Yes. What else? Acid rain. Anybody have heard about acid rain? Just look at the word. What do you think it means? Let's start there. Acid rain. Wow, nobody taking? Nobody? Acid rain. Acid, acid, acid. What is rain? Anybody have rain in Nassau these past few days?
Yeah, we had rain.
Right. So when we had acid to that, what does it mean?
Acid is a dangerous substance, I would say.
So we know that acid causes...
I mean, over here, acid rain isn't really high.
Okay.
To say.
Okay.
But like in different states, if you would go outside, whilst they say that we have acid rain, people mostly could get hurt from it. But we don't really have acid rain over here. We have it, but it isn't really high on the pH scale.
All right. I see you you're getting somewhere there. But basically acid rain doesn't mean that there is some acid, as you mentioned, pH. Water is usually neutral, pH 7. And with acid rain, the pH is lower. So below 7 is acidic. So there is some changes in the water that cause it to be below 7. And that is dangerous to plants. And so we'll deal with that at the next time. Then you have heard about ozone damage. What do you know about the damage to the ozone layer? What do you know? Yeah. We are talking about ozone layer. Huh? You have been hearing that for a long time, right?
The ozone layer is basically to protect us. That's what the ozone layer is for.
So that's a layer of air around the globe, basically. And what is happening to the ozone layer now? Ozone layer.
I would think that is getting damaged nowadays. Because we
Okay.
have all the
And what is the thing that
burn.
is causing damage to the ozone layer?
Mostly air pollution.
Yeah, anybody have any idea what that gas is?
No.
Okay, so that's your work that you need to do. What is causing, and Bahamas are signed into a protocol that we need to get rid of these gases, I think within the next few years. And there are changes that are already going on. In fact, we cannot carry any fridge or cars in the country that have this gas in them. And okay, so I've given a lot of clue there so you can understand what we're dealing with. And the last one is smog. Smog is basically a mixture of cloud with water vapor and other dust material or so that is settled. It's cloud near the ground, basically makes driving difficult, or when the dump is on fire and you see that thick smoke with all these gas inside of that, we call that the smog. So that's very, very important that we know these things, okay? So we're wrapping up at here. If I see you people yarning and getting bored, so I will pick up on this on Thursday. When we meet Thursday, I will go and deal with some more aspect of this. So I'm going to send this to you. So I want you to make sure you go through this and be prepared. So by Thursday, I will have a worksheet ready so we can be working on. So one of the greatest threat caused by air pollution is global warming. It's global warming is caused by the buildup of greenhouse gases, which leads to an increase in the Earth's temperature. And you hear about greenhouse gases. And this is the last thing I'm giving you now. What are those greenhouse gases? And we say that those greenhouse gases in the atmosphere that absorb the infrared light, carbon dioxide, methane, and water vapor. Those are, we cook, one of the gas that we cook with is called propane, all right? Methane is just has to do with the structure of the thing. So these are gases. One of the biggest producer of methane is cows. When the cow flatulate or belch, they put out a lot of methane in the atmosphere, all right? So cattle grazing is one of the highest concentration of methane. Decomposing material do put some methane in the atmosphere as well. Water vapor, all of these are greenhouse trapping gases. And when they come around, they form an envelope around us. It's like I throw in a blanket and sitting under that blanket, and all the heat from my body can't get out. So what do you think is going to happen to me under that blanket? I am going to
burn.
And that's the same thing that is going to happen to us on Earth. If that heat can't get out, I covering myself with that blanket and under there, and the heat can't get out, I will be dehydrated. The increased temperature is going to happen. So that's where I stop today. When we talk about, we'll pick up on this, in which I'll go into more detail. I will send the slide to you so you can have it. So when we come back, we can talk. Some persons are already gone. So that's it for me today. Please remember. Yes?
Mr. Dawkins, about school. What the Ministry of Education doing? Because I think they say we have a report cards, but I only getting I only in contact with 3 of my teachers, and that don't make no sense if we have report cards.
Well, they say that they have put up the virtual school and they expect you to have gone